Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, the miniature daffodils are coming out nicely. The birds are singing, and I'm perished. Another very cold and frosty morning. So how do we keep warm? Well, I need some more seed compost. This is my 3 to 4 year old leaf mould. The fresher stuff is higher up, but as you can see, it compacts down really well. There's nearly 30 bags, 1 ton bags in this container. That should last me quite a long time. So realistically, what you're looking at in there is what we got from 2021 and some from 2020. Didn't collect any in 2023 because the wind got up and blew everything away. In the fall of 2024, we collected another 25 bags, which are now in this bay, a double bay, sinking down nicely. So we should again have something to top that first bay up, and I'll keep harvesting the leaf mold from the bottom, and the longer you leave it, the better it gets, but it does sift really well. So that's going to be one of my ingredients for the seed compost that I'm going to be making today. I do have a lot of areas dedicated to collecting materials and making my homemade compost, liquid plant foods, etc. And I feel it's worthwhile because I don't want to be spending any money on compost in 2025. I can spend my pocket money on other things. A couple of finds last week. This massive sheet of black builder's plastic, exactly what I use to line my pallet collar beds. And another 300 litres of the compost that is unscrupulously dumped by the cannabis growers with the added perlite in. Why did I put my hands in that cold compost? Soon get warmed up in a minute. I'm going to leave that there because it's quite wet. We'll wait until I make a bit more room in here. While that compost is dry, it's easier to sift. Here's another ingredient to my seed mix, cocoa coir. Again, unscrupulously dumped by the cannabis growers. Hopefully it's been washed through and there's nothing nasty in there. And the cannabis growers always look after the plants like we do. So that's the second ingredient, is wood chips. Oh no, not those there. These are the 3 to 4 year old wood chips that we took out the bottom of my paths. So I literally compost in my paths, put the fresh wood chips down, nice to walk on, stops the weeds, easy to pull any weeds out that do grow, and then I can use it in the future like today. So to help me on these cold days, I'm going to use my Slarmore gauntlet gloves, because there's nothing worse than cold hands and soil dropping down the sides. Many of you know that my sieve broke. It's got lots of holes in it. So when the cannabis growers unscrupulously dumped a load of fan fronts, because they don't bother with health and safety, they just don't bother putting the fronts on, or the backs, just have the fans whirling away, and it fit perfectly into my old decrepit sifter. Again, why spend money on things that you can make or recycle yourself? So first ingredient, a few wood chips. There's lots of big stuff in here. But what doesn't go through the sieve, and I don't force it through. Go back in the paths, guys. Leaf mould. I like this height. I can rest my knees against the side of the pallet collar. And normally I've got all this done by now, guys, but we've got twigs in here. We keep the twigs. They go back into the compost bin once we empty our big wormery. But the lovely material will speed up the... Well, I can't speed it up, but I shan't drag you along all the way. But again, I don't worry about getting rid of all of it. If I find any bits of plastic that we gather up from when we collect the leaves, just pull that out. Goes into the bucket for the compost bin. The cocoa coir is pretty good, but still a lot of roots in it, and the cannabis roots do take a real long time to break down. But if I was to go and buy a bag of seed compost for £7 or £8, I can literally make myself 200 litres in an hour, maybe. It's a no-brainer. Right, I'll mix quite a bit up, then we'll mix all those 3 ingredients together. Now this is where these gloves come in really handy. Just pull the tabs up and away we go. Normally it's all down my gloves. The links for these are in the description below, and if you've missed the video, your problem. You can only watch what you want to watch. So that's the material like it is now. If let's just move that to one side. If you want a finer mix, then just use an old fire guard. Just put that there, just so you can see the material once it's been through the fire guard. Now if it's nice and dry, so that just gets rid of all the bigger bits that maybe the seedlings don't like. Just pop that there, that can go into the so there's a patted it down there. So, but as you can see, what a cracking seed compost that will make. You won't buy compost like that. Doesn't need any nutrients in it. There's plenty of life in the seeds. I do a lot of chitting, so I can plant straight into the rougher stuff, and that material will then have other materials added to it. So in a future video I'll be doing one on my potting compost. But as you can see, if I hadn't got these on, I'd been a right mess. They undo quite easily. Quite happy with those. Certainly worth the money Normally I've got it all over me, other than the inside of the leather. Mrs. K will be wondering what I'm up to. The birds are chootling this morning, even though it's really cold. But it's just nice how the shovel just glides straight into that. These are 39 litre cloth containers that we also find unscrupulously dumped. And if I get any compost on the floor, it doesn't matter, because in 4 years' time, it'll be going through the sift again. This is more than enough to keep me going for a while, because there's lots of other jobs we need to do on our allotments and growing spaces. But when you're gardening on a budget, every penny helps, because we don't want to be spending £6 to £8 for 60 litres of compost to grow some potatoes in that you could buy a lot cheaper. But it's just a matter of taking your time, spending that bit of time making your own compost. It's just too easy to buy. But we've got at least 35 litres of seed compost there now that we can use. I normally just pop my chitted seeds in there. But that's how I make my homemade seed compost. And don't forget the ingredients. Oh, it's lovely listening to the birds early in the morning. But if you've liked the content, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. We don't mind. It's all for the interaction. Leave me a comment on any subject you like. What do you make your homemade liquids? On the end screen will be the homemade plant foods, compost mixes and activators on one of the playlists. There'll be the video of these on there as well, if you want to check that out. And just remember at least 2 of my ingredients to my homemade seed compost. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.